Say it again.
I want to inspire people to stay married even when it's hard.
Welcome to Real Talk with Michael and Lisa.
Hi, we want to talk to you today about just marriage and it being real and it being hard at times.
Yeah.
And we are in a really good place, but we do know what it's like to be in a situation where it could be lots of things influencing your marriage. It might not even be these dynamics. I mean, just this last year with COVID, there's been a lot of outside influences and pressure and strain on people's relationships.
COVID, the election, all the stuff happening around that. Yeah.
Yeah, people losing jobs, family members passing away, people having to pivot and adjust constantly, and kids being at home and not in school. So, yeah, there's just been so many pressures. And the challenges of marriage are real without those. And we just want to encourage you to say it's still worth it. Like, you can do hard things and it's worth it. And your marriage is worth it.
Yeah, I know if you've listened to a few of our videos that we've already created, um, a lot of those were inspired out of a moment of pain and discomfort. And instead of running away from each other and creating a hit list for how the other person, I'm sure we did all those things, but we chose to pause that process at some point earlier on than we used to, and we chose to come towards each other.
Yeah, so we've shared some of our conflicts with you and we process them, and that's actually super healthy. And processing with you guys is super healthy for us. But as a reminder, if you didn't already know, we were both widowed about 5.5 years ago. And we were
Yeah.
married quite a while. I was married 20 years.
I was married for just under 19 years.
And by the world standards, that is success. We had very functional marriages. We
Yeah.
had families and went on family vacations and did all the things and but to be honest, my marriage was more of a surviving marriage than a thriving marriage. And I was married to a good man.
Yeah.
I was married to a really good man, and we were disconnected in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And I know in my marriage, I know we both knew what we knew when we walked in, and which wasn't a lot. And I didn't go for help. We didn't go for help for our marriage. And I know I carried an addiction to porn and masturbation in to the marriage, which caused a lot of problems, broke a lot of trust, and brought a lot of funk into the marriage. And I know by the end, we got to see some beautiful redemption. But there were a lot of years in there that were just a lot of mess. And man, sometimes I think back and it's like, wow, I'm surprised that she stayed with me. She showed incredible determination, and I stayed with her, but I didn't realize the mess I was making in the process. And it took some radical ownership in that marriage to move forward.
And my marriage was different, had some different issues than Michael's did. We were a military family and we moved every 12 to 24 months. And there was great things about that in the sense that we got a new start every 12 to 24 months.
If it was messy, just wait 12 months.
Yeah. And that added some stress and challenges. And there was three distinct times that I can remember I honestly considered divorce. I really did not want to be divorced. As a believer, I made a covenant. I made a covenant not only to my husband, but also to God. And I really took that seriously. And I didn't want to be divorced. And I didn't want to do that to my kids. But I did feel a sense of hopelessness. And there's a lot of messages that we're getting that saying you deserve to be happy and your partner is supposed to make you happy.
Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. It's nice to be happy. You don't deserve to be happy. You need to pursue that.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen to you.
it's not your spouse's responsibility to make you happy. It is something that is an inside job. That's something you go after and pursue in your own wholeness and wholeheartedness. And that's something that I have learned over the last 5 years. And
And I'm still learning that one.
yeah, there is still a tendency to want this guy to try to make me happy.
If she would just be like me, everything would be easier.
If he would just read my mind, life would be easier. If he spoke my language.
English? Isn't English your language? I think it's female English instead of male English.
Yes.
Two totally different languages that you never learn about in your literature and English classes in school.
We just want to encourage you, if you're feeling hopeless in your marriage, if you're discouraged, if you feel like things just might not ever change, I just want to encourage you to fight for connection in your marriage. Fight for your marriage. It is the enemy who comes to steal, kill, and destroy.
Yeah.
And your husband or your wife is not your enemy.
Even if it looks like she's your enemy sometimes, when those eyes get big and fiery and lightning starts coming out of her mouth, it might look scary, but trust me, she actually does love you. She's just afraid. Just like it doesn't feel very manly to admit I'm afraid. But to be able to come to Lisa when we're in the middle of a conversation and we find a huge difference that we didn't know existed. We have a few of those right now that have come up, and we see that huge difference that, oh, I thought we already talked about that. I thought we already understood each other, and we don't. And you know what? Honestly, what I feel is fear. Fear of not being heard, understood. And I have this huge choice. Do I connect or do I run? And we want to give you the grace, the tenacity, the strength to hold on really tight. If there's abuse or other things going on, you have permission to find a safe place. It is never okay for you to be abused, but conflict and differences happen all the time. And we want to encourage you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Pursue connection.
It is worth it. Divorce is not an answer. It doesn't lead to wholeness. It's it's an empty promise that's driven by fear. And it doesn't.
Yeah, there are times where divorce is the right answer, but most of the time it's just two people that chose selfishness over connection. They chose being right over connection.
Yeah, and we just want to encourage you. Like, we've been there where it's been hard. We know we're speaking from a real place, and I had the opportunity to be married a second time to somebody who's freaking amazing and handsome. And that to be so thankful for that, the opportunity to do marriage right the second time is awesome. I kind of made that my motto when we first when we got married was I'm going to do round 2 right. And the vision I have for our marriage of a lifelong, fulfilling marriage that inspires thousands of people and our 6 kids has caused me to really take ownership of myself and to go, wow, I'm not going to have a different kind of marriage simply because I married somebody else. It's going to require me to be different because I was 50% of the equation And I brought in with me my junk into this marriage as well as my first. So I can't expect a different result just because I married somebody else, nor can you. It has to come from the work that you do inside. And so
Yes.
that has taken me down a road of being humble, choosing into connection even when I want to fight or flight,
Yes.
choosing to process my own triggers and my pain and go after healing and process things with the Lord and come back and say, I'm sorry, I was acting like a poo-poo sneaky head. I do say that because my behavior sometimes is about a 4-year-old level when I'm triggered. So it would be appropriate to come back and apologize like a 4-year-old.
Yes. So one thing I want to leave a tiny bit of a cliffhanger on here. This is truth, and we've walked through a lot of this, and we have some big things coming up. Like we just realized we kind of need to reevaluate our wills and our life insurance, and we're two separate people that had two separate lives for a long time, and that can feel really scary for us. And we're just learning how to do it slow, gently, but to be persistent. And the truth is, we're going to have a beautiful story. I'm going to bet you there'll be some more real talks inspired out of those conversations. But when we get to them, we'll let you know.
Yes, but you are worth it. Your marriage is worth it. We encourage you. Take a look at your own heart, see what you can own, choose in, and fight for connection. It's worth it.
We love you all. We bless you all. Stay married. Stay connected.